What's up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today we're going to check out Perseus in PvP. It's going to be quite fun because we have this guy at P3, which is absolutely insane. If you haven't seen the video for it, then it might just not be online yet. I don't know in which order I'm going to post it, but we made a video about that too. It's coming up if it isn't already, and it's going to be fun. So plus 25 Perseus. Paragon 3, absolute monster. We're going to check him out in PvP, and if you're wondering, by the way, why I'm standing in some remote location here, at the beginning of the season, I tried to stand in locations that don't really have any spoilers, so that is just some forest. By the way, kind of funny, if you go over here and go back, you apparently leave this location, so yeah, this triggers basically almost every single time. Unless you want to show it, then of course not. But that is not the point of this video. Let's head out in arena. Let's see if we can do some fun stuff. We are place 1 anyway. Let's at least fight somebody top up. Place 2, Mr. Shrimp. Going to get clapped, let's be honest. That's the usual team I use that has like a 100% win rate against this team. So let's do something Perseus. So what we are going to do is we're going to use this guy. Obviously, I do want to do Dundlinger. Definitely do want to do Dundlinger. You can do Dundlinger on Perseus very, very well. Then I want to go Lily May, second hero. And we want to go Ravion for the buffs. I don't really want to go with a Ravion ult. We are on an attacker team, so we can very much so use those two spaces. Usually even a defender team, I try to keep those clean, because that is other spaces where you can do a Rainier teleport here. Thing is, our two backmost heroes on this should definitely be Perseus and Lily May. The thing is that those of course get the Ravion buffs, and those can basically complete those instantly. Then we kind of want to have a way for Perseus to run over very, very swiftly, meaning we don't really want him to have to go around an ally. And usually what we would want would be this guy. We really would want Zandrock. Zandrock would make him a lot faster, which is something that we don't really have on other heroes. The other thing is we have the way to destroy obstacles here as well. And then on the other one, where is it actually? Oh wait, it is in this one. Exactly there. Movement speed increased by 100%. Makes a difference for melee heroes, believe me. So would be pretty great, but he is just at Supreme Plus. And we are fighting Paragon 3, Paragon 4, and well, one Supreme Plus unit. So I guess we kind of could run it on that side. Wonder if it would be good even for us. Because, I mean, we already have the aura here. Let's just do one fight. The other hero that I prefer doing this with is then actually Leica. Leica is pretty cool because we immediately get an attack speed buff, and we can just watch the first fight and then go a little bit about over the abilities that we really want to trigger with this and what the key nodes are for this team. We could also move him over here. That would be okay. Wonder if that would be worth it. It could be. Would immediately get attacked, but he gets attacked anyway. So it's just about the distance, really. But none of those, I think, have a distance that would stop them from attacking him. It's a 3 distance, so it's a little bit less damage from the Talene. But then again, we avoid the Talene big hit with it. So I think we move him over there. Let's just start it. Try to take away the triple speed. Oh my god, that is so mean. That is so mean, so fast. This guy has so many buffs, it's really crazy. Okay, we get the counter. That is another neat thing. Honestly, of course, it's very, very annoying for us that the Tarzi is there reviving. But we do have the counter. We have the ult counter. So even if it takes a little bit longer, even if we take a few hits, and even if Tarzi results in us, of course, taking a little bit of a pummeling here by the Athalia, we still are able to hit the enemy and are able to get away with a few things, because we can counter the ult, we can counter like at least an Athalia ult, for example. So Lily May on that, I think Lily May is honestly a little bit back into the meta. Just because she's very, very versatile, she has the damage, she's now in a great combination with Ravion, both of which are wilder, so I think that's actually very, very good. Leica on this is pretty debatable. The reason we use Leica, and I used Leica on this one, is I really want to use a hero that gives us a temporary stat buff. Oh. I've made it a habit to actually forget about upgrading this. This has happened so often. I think, and at least 2 of the last 3 heroes, I got some comments saying, hey, Wraec, you forgot to upgrade Hero Focus. Plus 25 hero, no hero focus. Makes sense. No, it's about the Mythic Plus. Is blessed by bountiful grace. Whenever he gains a temporary stat buff, its effect is increased by 20%. Later on, upgrade to 40%. And then for every temporary stat buff, which is every stat buff that has like a duration, so 30% attack for 10 seconds, for example, then this also gives us 15% increased damage dealt and 15% reduced damage taken, stacked up to 4 times. We can need to get basically one buff from every single one of our heroes to stack it 4 times, and then it works. So you can't get like 2 different buffs from the same hero. It has to be one from every single hero. So it's really, really nice to run heroes with him that give him a buff. Zendrok works, Leica works, a few other heroes work. Some more, some less. You have to read into it and check it out. Leica is a great option because you immediately get a buff, and of course this makes the guy tanky, so this is nice. We do have other options. Again, we can try to do the same fight with Zendrok maybe, if we find him again. And I mean, this is just the top 5 on my server. Obviously, there is a bit of a paragon difference to some of the people in there, but I really can't make up for that. So it's just my situation in game. So that's about it. We can try to fight somebody else later on. I think that the position actually makes no difference here. Oh wait, maybe? I don't know if he gets the buff actually. Because look at that. He's like on the line. We could move him over here. And then he would be in the area. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's try this out. So this should give us the immediate boost. We get the boost. We get it fairly late. With the life drain. Very nice true damage here. And super annoying. Super annoying how the Tarzi has to revive all the time. And I mean, we don't really run a healer on that team. So that's one thing. But we have a healing ability on Perseus. So we do have that option. He actually healed by quite a lot. I mean, he has the life drain. Would I say that this was now a whole lot better? I would say, yeah, like in terms of damage dealt, it looks better. I think if he didn't run the Tildine and had like a full P4 or P3 team or something like that, I think it would really hurt us to have the Zendrok on the team. At least in the state that he's in. And in the other video I already described how I plan to actually upgrade this guy. My plan is to do Valara to P2, swap that over, keep the copies on the Zendrok, and then eventually have Zendrok P3 relatively soon. So that's the thing. So we fought Shrimp now with 2 versions of this. Maybe let's see if we can fight like place 3 or 4. Let's Shrimp again, place 3. Calevra, let's see. So here we do have walls. So that's actually a difference. We do have walls, but he's not really using them. And we have Bonnie. So I don't think here it actually makes too much of a difference. There is an argument to be made that on some maps it's better to remove the walls. And I had this in some situations. For example, I was fighting a Diurnal, and then the Diurnal just teleported right here. And my Perseus was right over there. And the thing is, if the wall is there, he had to move around this entire area to get there. And obviously by that point, Diurnal had a whole lot of time to get into his ult or do a ton of damage. Whereas we would have 100% extra movement speed through Zendrok and no walls. So we could have just run from there, right over there, instantly attack and get a whole lot more damage in, which is pretty good. So let's go for Leica for the moment, a little bit as a substitute. We will use this wonderful field over here, which is ranged hard. Gives us life drain, doesn't really do too much. And then of course we need our Ravion. P2 at the moment, definitely want to upgrade this guy. And I think with that we are fairly well set on this map. Yeah, I would say this is good. Let's see. Full Gravemount team over there. That's cool, I like Gravemount. They definitely made a big upgrade. But yeah, people at the moment are not really using tanks. And I think that is part of the reason we can very well get into those teams. With Burst on the one hand, this is again the Lily May Burst, we know the combination from our fights before, where we get into this with Lily May and just burst down the enemy. And at the same time, there's really nobody standing in our way. Can we check this out at the beginning? Check this out. He has like his Daemon standing over there. There is no tank stopping us from immediately going on the Chimera and attacking there. And I think that is like really something where people at the moment went more for damage burst, more for range stuff than really for a suitable protection. Let's try to swap out the Lily May this time and try to use a different hero. And let's see what we can achieve here. So we need a hero basically that can give us a nice buff. And works rather well in best case. I mean, what does he have there? He has like a P1 in there. So we can go a little bit lower. That is not really a problem. Of course, wouldn't want to use something like a Kulu for temporal buff. It is kind of disappointing that Gerda really doesn't work too much. So she has like the heal and everything. She's great for Mauler based comps if we want to go for the Mauler set. But it really doesn't work out for us is in like giving us a temporal buff, which I thought was really, really sad and something that I definitely do. We could go just Velara, honestly. We could just do Velara. But obviously we wouldn't want to have Velara on the last place. Kind of could go like this maybe. It does work out if we go over there. Could go like this. Oh wait, now it's there. Oh, that's annoying. Or we can place her here, so that would work. And then go like this. Yeah, she does give us a temporal buff, right? I have to check that. Drains our energy, okay. Reducing enemy haste. Nah, Velara doesn't really work. Let's just go Zendrok. Let's destroy some walls. I can see myself with that. That's honestly good enough. That's honestly good enough. Let's see. So we got Zendrok destroying the walls. I hate the small delay. I hate the small delay. Zendrok nearly instantly dead. Which is something that is a whole lot more difficult to achieve if you want to fight the Perseus. Because the 60% DR will make it really, really difficult. And on top of that, we do have insane max HP as well. I don't even know which one of his abilities that is. But at the start of the battle, he actually has like, or when he drops to 40% max HP, instantly increases its max HP as well to 60%. So basically recovering back to 100% of his previous initial HP, but basically also increasing this by 60% of the time. So we have fought that. Endgame is a decent team. We got the Elijah and Layla in there, but we got plus 25 completely. So I guess we attack that. Full team, that's the same as Zendrok. Are we at the Paragon disadvantage or is this semi-fair even? Wait a second. He has 3 P4s. We have 1 P4. Okay. We have an S+, he has an S+, so this is the same. A P2 and a P2, so essentially we are lower. We have lower Paragon. He has 2 units P4, whereas our 2 units are P3. So that's a disadvantage. That's definitely a disadvantage. So let's check that out. Let's check it out when we have like the disadvantage in Paragon, how that works out. Twin should die fairly quickly. I don't think he has like a lot of stuff that comes back. He does have the Thorin. Yeah, the Thorin didn't really make a difference. Did even any of our heroes die there? I think he would completely clap there. Yeah, Thorin is no longer tanky enough. I'll be honest. Like as an offensive hero, he was very insane. But I feel like right now you can just burst through this guy without any problem. I will do triple speed. That makes it lets it seem a whole lot better. Yeah, to look at that. Not even our Zendrok died. So that was very easy. That was very easy. I didn't expect it to be so easy. And I mean, at that point we have. Do we have one more player in our top 4? We haven't fought this guy. Okay, what do we have here? Did we fight that? I was like, did we wait a second? We fought that. We fought that. Who did we? Did we not fight somebody? So I'm place 1. We fought everybody. We've destroyed the whole top 5, and wasn't really too much of an effort, I have to say. Wasn't really too much of an effort. We can try place 2 maybe again with Paragon disadvantage. We can build ourselves a little bit of a Paragon disadvantage. But is that already a Paragon disadvantage? It was already a Paragon disadvantage from the start. Even with Zendrok it is a Paragon disadvantage. My god, okay. That is mad. I mean, we could try I want to see how it is with Siren, because we did Lily May already. But Siren is also very interesting. Disable the enemy artifact, and he's also very, very fast at getting like into those, into the Ravion buffs and activating those. And of course, you can kind of capture the Tazi with it. That didn't work out. I think on this team it was kind of key for us that we could stop stuff like the Tazi ult. I think that actually made a big difference. I think like on some of the enemy teams later on, it could make a difference. Because there are some artifacts this season where I would say if you disable those, that makes a difference. That one, Pactbond spell, we showed it a little bit, but this one is fairly late into the season. It will take a few weeks until we get there. But this one says at the start of battle, forges a pact between all allies. And allies in the pack gain 20% max HP and take 50% less damage. And when an ally takes damage, 110% of that damage is shared equally among other allies. So essentially your team takes more damage from like the hit, but this gets distributed. And what it turns out, and all the numbers aside, basically what you want to do is you want to implement AoE heals, you want to implement stuff like Callan and into your team, and once you do that and combine with Pactbond spell, what you achieve is a team that is very, very tanky, and where Perseus can struggle to get past the Callan, which he doesn't commonly do, especially if he's properly buffed. So that is something that you can then do. And if you of course deactivate this artifact with Siren, and you get in there and you destroy a Callan, maybe you destroy the Ludovic and you take out all of those heroes, well, this artifact is a problem. And I wonder how this even turns out, because what happens with this artifact, and didn't test that, when a hero is already dead at the point when this artifact even activates because of the Siren delay. And usually the pack breaks when any ally is defeated. So I wonder if that is only the thing when if it only counts from this point when this really activated, or if in general no ally can be defeated. So this might be a fatal vulnerability of this artifact. It's otherwise rather strong. So something we'll look forward to. I'm definitely not disappointed by Perseus, I have to say it. Even punching up in certain situations, we have the upper edge of some of the enemy teams there. We had a very good performance. I think if we had a properly established Zanrock at like P3 or something like that, we would be pretty much unbeatable there. And I used Dunlinger, and I got the question quite often, what can we do if we don't have Dunlinger? Well, you kind of just want to implement any hero that can give your Perseus a buff, something like Leica, and be aware you will be at a disadvantage. At a disadvantage in the terms that usually Perseus, one of his strengths is the combination with Dunlinger. One of the strengths is that you can combine it with Dunlinger and do very, very well with that. But Dunlinger is not like that easy to get. You obviously need a bunch of stellar crystals, which you can get, of course, very easily from LD Shop for the best prizes in the industry for all of the AFK journey. Dragon crystals, if you want to have dragon crystals, your best way to get them is in LD Shop, because you get the lowest prices from the start, and on top of that, if you register through the link down in the description, you get a 15% and a 5% discount coupon to get those dragon crystals even cheaper, or some other packs. They run a limited time offer for the Classic Gazette at the moment. Keep in mind, Classic Gazette is the best source of diamonds. We have a collab coming up in this season, and also you get 3,000 diamonds immediately when buying this, so this is a great opportunity. And then once you spend 80 USD within a month, you can select one of the monthly passes listed right here for either Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Zenderson Zero or Withering Waves for free, and just claim them for your account. So this is an absolutely great offer. Make sure to use the link down in the description, and thanks again for LD Shop for sponsoring this video. Yeah, and so it's a bit tough for the Stellar Crystals, especially at that point where we have so many heroes right here. I would still say if you have like a PvP account and you are a little bit of a whale and kind of want to establish it more, then Dunlinger is a great choice. But obviously there are a lot of heroes that come before that and are kind of more important. Something like Athalia, if you want to do PvP, is still like a great choice. And even Cryonaya or something could be very, very interesting. So it's tough to go for Dunlinger, I can understand that. But just use another hero that gives your Perseus a buff, and you should be fine, even though you still aren't on the same level as the Dunlinger team would be. So with that, I would say I wish you a great day. I hope you enjoyed this little video about the strengths of our Perseus in PvP. And other than that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.